So hi guys. So today in this video we'll be discussing the 2021 past paper, which is part 2. Okay. So we'll start part 1. So it's gonna be a case study question. So to be honest, 2022 paper, I don't see a proper structure. Proper structure means, example, you can see some questions where it's not tested based on the asset structure. Like for example, you take chapter number 1 will be from first 3 chapters or first 4 chapters, fine. But when you go for question number 2 and all, we'll be discussing, you can see some questions from finance management. And in question number 4, there are some questions from management. So there is no proper order. So whatever we had to do the paper like this also. So we should be ready, right? Okay, fine. So case study, first of all, read the case study properly. So the case study says company, automobile company limited assembles and sells zero emission motor vehicles. So make sure you underline the keywords. In Sri Lanka, although a large number of employees work in the company, an employee performs only a single task. Okay, there are many employees, but one employee performs only one task. In addition, the company offers after sales services for customers. That means once you sell the good to the customer, you're not finished. You provide after sales also, maybe like maintenance, service. Okay, once you sell the car, you can provide some after sales also. Moreover, the company began to produce spare parts this year. So spare parts mean right? For example, side door, window, or tire parts and all. The company pays a large sum of income tax. Okay, they are paying income tax to the government and contributes to regional infrastructure. Okay, that means maybe they have started in a rural area. Okay, they are contributing for infrastructure means developing factories. Okay, having our road access, highways and all. They are building new roads. So those are some infrastructure where they are making regionally. In the area which their factories established, they are making some improvement. Okay, in infrastructures. Fine. First question. Name the two products that the company offers for customers with examples. So they're asking you two products. Okay, product means like goods, services, those stuffs, and you have to say with examples also. So go and see the underlined word. Okay, they are producing motor vehicles, right? And also they are selling spare parts. So motor vehicles and spare parts can be categorized under one product, which is goods. And also we can take they are providing after sales, like after sales means maintenance, repairing and all. So those are not goods, those are services. So you can structure the answer like, see here, goods, motor vehicles and spare parts, and services, you can take what? After sales activities. Okay. So question number 2. State 4 ways how the company has contributed to sustain the economy. Okay. Sustain the economy means how they are contributing to the economy. How a business can be an advantage for an economy. So they're asking you to state 4 ways. So state means no need to explain in depth. So first way is, right, when they are manufacturing something, they are contributing for the GDP, national production. So you can take the first one. And job opportunities, obviously. So creating employment opportunities. So you, in the word itself, in the case study itself, they have mentioned they are paying a large sum of income tax. So they are contributing for government's tax revenue. Or else you can say, in other words, fair distribution of income. Okay. Another one is they are, developing the infrastructure, right? So you can take that also, regional infrastructure and innovation. Fine. Okay, so those are the ways how the company is contributing for the economy. Or as you can write another one also, uplifting the living standard of people. Okay, because when you are developing infrastructure, people also will get benefit, right? So you can take uplifting the living standard of people also. Okay, fine. Next question. Based on the above case, name 4 forces that influence the business of the company. So name means you should not explain, you have to list. Okay, you have to just write the forces. Okay, forces means simply the stakeholders who are influencing the business. Now you will have a confusion whether it is internal or external. But to be on the safe side, you write both. Write some internal forces as well as write some external forces also. So under internal forces, the abbreviation. We can take the abbreviation Romeo. Resources, owners, managers, employees, culture, and the structure. Okay, but don't write all internal environment. Just write like 2 or 3. Plus, we can write some external environment also. So now you will have a confusion. And the external we have task environment as well as macro environment name. What you do is you write some task environment for, see here, customers, government, suppliers. And better to write what? A macro, a general environment also, or a pest indigent, so natural environment. Try to make an answer with a combination of all the forces because they're asking in general, right? They're not specifically mentioning whether it is internal or external. So to be on the safe side, write all the forces. Okay, fine. Next question B. Explain two reasons why businesses should aim for profits. Okay, simply they're asking why a business should earn profit. Okay, they're asking for 2 marks, but careful. Explain right. That means you have to write a sentence. Are you going to explain in para? No, because just 2 marks. That means for one reason, they're going to allocate you 1 mark. Okay, so why a business should earn a profit? So think business should earn a profit because then only they can pay dividends for their owners, the people who invested. So see how they have structured the answer, return for investor. You won't get the full marks here. You have to write. So see how I am structuring my answer. To generate a fair return to the investors through the profit earned. Okay, same thing. The main thing is paying profits to the investor, but you have to write in a sentence. So here you no need to do some extra stuff and all. Just make a small sentence with those 2 words. Okay. Then why you need profit? For business development? Because when company earns profit, then only they can invest that profit in company's expansion. If they want to expand their production or if they want to expand, for example, locate a new factory, they need money. So they for that they need profits. So you can say for business expansion, for business development, or else to ensure the existence of the business, they need profit. Okay. Another reason you can write is to increase the business competitiveness and the reputation. Okay. If a business earns profit only, their name also will be there, right? To increase the business reputation and competitiveness, the business needs to earn a profit. Okay. And to face the competition successfully, they had to earn a profit. So just write 2 reasons. Fine. Okay. If you know 3, better write 3, but don't write 4, 5 at all because it's waste of time. So if they're asking 2, if possible, if you're confident, write another extra point. Maybe 3 points is enough. Okay. Next one. In addition to after-sales services, briefly describe 2 other services that can be offered by the company for customers. For this, you need what's the product they are selling? Okay, they are selling motor vehicles. So for motor vehicle, what's the after-sales services you can provide? After-sales means once you sell the product, what are the additional? What are the some other services you can provide? A good one is insurance facilities. Okay, some manufacturers what they do is when they sell the car, they also provide insurance facilities also. Car sales is done. Insurance is something which you do after selling, right? So you can write, but insurance vitara madi. You have to write with an explanation also because they're asking you to briefly describe. So you can say, okay, providing uh motor vehicle, providing motor vehicle insurance facilities. Okay, providing motor vehicle insurance facilities. Okay, once the product is sold. Okay, first thing. Another thing you can do is finance or credit facilities. A good example is leasing. Okay, sometimes you can sell the car on lease. Okay, so if your customers cannot purchase the full, pay the full amount and purchase, you can provide on a lease basis, right? So that is also after sales. Once you sell the car, okay, what you're gonna do? That means they have to pay the money again and again. So car sales is done, but they have to pay the money, right? So finance or credit. So you can write, okay, facilitating facilitating after sales through finance and credit facilities such as you can write leasing and hire purchase, maybe. Okay, leasing and hire purchase. So write 2 after sales and write a small explanation. Don't think to use make complex terms and all, just write a sentence. The keyword here is insurance. So you can see with insurance, I made up a sentence. Here the keyword is what? Finance and credit. Through that, I made a sentence. Okay, done. Next question. Explain what is meant by employee performs only a single task and state 2 advantages the company can obtain from it. Okay. So what is meant by employee performs only a single task? I can hear your answers. Division of labor. Division of labor means what? The total work is divided among employees. That means one employee is not going to perform all the work. Okay, one employee is going to perform only one work. For example, you take manufacturing of a car, motor vehicle, it includes many things, maybe designing, assembling, okay, packing, or else fitting. So spraying, painting. So it has many activity. So one employee is going to perform only one activity. For example, labor A is going to do only painting. Labor B is going to do only assembling. So labor B won't do assembling, painting and every stuff. One labor is going to perform one task. For that, we say division of labor. Division of labor means one employee is going to perform only one task. So that's what they're highlighting here. And also, for this, you get 1 marks. And they're asking you advantages of those. So what are the advantages, guys? First one, the most important advantage is job specialization. That means what? If one employee is performing only one task, always is doing the same activity, right? If he's doing the same activity again and again, he'll be a specialist in that. Okay, so that is only called as job specialization. And also you can reduce the unique cost because the wastage is low, because employee is specialist, so he or she knows how to do that task, so the cost can be minimized. And most importantly, you can produce more and more volume, because labor A is only doing but painting, right? So he will do that painting in a quick span of time. So you can produce more cars. I mean, you can paint more cars because he's a specialist. He's doing only one activity, which is painting. And you can promote innovation. That means the person who is assembling, he is doing the assembling for so much of years, right? So he will use some techniques, some of his methods to make the work easy. So that is what innovation, new stuffs. Okay, fine. Next one. Fourth one, explain 3 benefits the business could accomplish by fulfilling social responsibility. So you know what is social responsibility, right? Performing activity towards the society, not towards society. There are 4 parties. Okay, who are the 4 parties? CEOs. We say customers, employees, then we have the owners, and finally we have the society. So these 4 parties, we had to perform some duties. By doing that, what are the advantages we get? But careful, they're asking for how many marks? 3 marks, and asking you to explain also. So the first advantage you will gain is assure the continuity of the business. If you do something towards the society and all only, you can be in the business industry. If not, society will be against you, or else owners will be against you, customers, employees, so you can't run. So if you perform social responsibility only, you can perform towards what? You can continue your business. Okay. Next one. Increase the goodwill. Yes, obviously the name of the business will increase. Okay. The reputation will start to increase. Another one is what? You can attract or you can gain the customer satisfaction. Your customers will be satisfied. Plus you can write, you can gain the customers loyalty. Customers will be very much loyal for your business. And another one, you can face the competition successfully. So just writing 3 benefits would do. Okay, but don't just write assuring continuity, just make it a lengthy one. So you can say it can ensure the long-term existence of the business in the industry. Okay, for increasing the goodwill, you can combine two. You can say increases the goodwill of the business. In the meantime, it increases the reputation also. Okay, fine. And the last question, explain 4 ways in which 4 ways explain a motor vehicle, which motor vehicle manufacturers could contribute to environment sustainable develop. Okay, for how many marks? 4 marks. So you had to know that they're asking 4 points. That means for 1 point, they're going to allocate 1 mark. And they're asking you to explain. So here, you have to be, you have to length your answer a bit. Okay, you can't stick to one small 2 or 3 words. You have to write a sentence. Write a small para for each point, because 4 mark question, right? So what you do is you can write. Okay, see my way I'm structuring my answer. 4 mark, right? So you just copy paste the question. So you can write motor vehicle manufacturers. Motor vehicle manufacturers can contribute to environment, right? In short form, sustainable development in the following manner. Okay, in the following manner. Now you have to say what's the following manner. Okay, then first one you can write. I'll take the example which they have given. Formulating environmental friendly policies. Okay, more than that, you can write a simple one. Okay, you can write managing waste, because you know environmental motor vehicles, they also emit a large amount of waste, right? Okay, spare parts on, you can write managing waste. So you can use here using the concepts of reuse, reduce, recycle will help a business to minimize or manage the waste. Okay, so the highlighting thing is managing waste. You write a sentence to explain that. Another one you can take is, okay, how you, as a motor vehicle manufacturer, okay, producing electrical vehicle. Okay, so you can just write this, producing electrical vehicles, and explain a bit. Okay, so you can say promoting promoting electric vehicles, okay, electric vehicles which uses electricity rather than crude oil can cause less harm to the environment. Can cause what? Less harm to the environment. So you can write that also. Okay. So guys, I'm just writing the shortest format. Fine. So these are the way. First of all, make sure you write the important word. Okay, the important phrase. Then write a small sentence to explain that phrase. Why? Because it's a 4-mark question. Okay. I hope question number 1 is clear. Now we'll move on to question number 2. Okay. So question number 2 is question number 2. Below are some opinions shared by Mrs. Shalika about her apparel production business. Okay, fine. Although the business which I have started by investing a small amount of money is challenging. Okay, so she have started a business by investing a small amount of money. So what you can understand, okay, she may have started a what business? Sole proprietorship business, right? Okay, it is subjected to a few rules and regulations in operation. All the decisions and responsibility of the business are undertaken by myself. Okay, few rules and regulation and all the decisions are taken by herself. Even though I intend to convert this business into a partnership, my accountant stated that it is appropriate to register as a private limited company. So that's the case study they have given. Okay, what's the question? Indicate the type of the above business based on ownership. Okay, based on ownership, you can divide the business only into two, private and public. So here Shalika is a single person, no any connection with the government. So that's a what business? It's a private sector business. Okay. Next one. Using the above scenarios, state 3 reasons for classifying the business as above in A. Now I am a student like you. So earlier you said private. So for private business, we didn't study any characteristics or something, right? So what are they asking? What do you all think? They're asking you the organization type. So what's this organization type? It's a sole proprietorship. So they are asking you the characteristics of a sole proprietor. So for sole proprietor, what are the characteristics? Okay, only owner will invest the money. Okay, and owner will make the decision on her own. And owner will take the responsibility and owner will enjoy the returns, the profits alone. Independent decision making, privacy is secured. Simply you have to write the characteristics of sole proprietorship. Okay, but don't write no legal personality, unlimited, because those will apply for partnership also. Here they are specially mentioning about the criteria which you use, which we said that it is sole proprietor. So use the characteristics which are applicable only for sole proprietor. Okay, fine. Next question. Describe the procedure to be followed if Shalika intends to register her business as Viana Textiles. So you know Shalika is the owner's name. If the owner's name and business name is Viana Textile. So you know if the owner's name and the business name are different, you have to register your business name. Under which ordinance? Business name ordinance, Act number 6 of 1980. So there are 4 steps to register. First thing is what? You have to get the application from divisional secretariat office. Okay. Then what's the second step? Second step, you have to obtain a report from your Grama Niladhari. You have to write in the order. Okay. Then you have to make the payment. Plus you have to submit the report and the application form to divisional secretary office. Okay. You have to submit 3 things. Application form, the report and the registration fee. And the last thing, the divisional secretary, DS means divisional secretary, will issue what? Business registration certificate for you, saying that your business name is registered. Okay. So these are the 4 steps. Next question. Name one internal and one external sources of funding Shalika's business can use and state an advantage of each. That's what I said. This question is from finance management. So they are asking for Shalika, state one way how she can generate money. Okay, funding means money. How she can generate money within the business. Okay, within the business, how she can get money? She can use the retained profit, the savings of her, or else you can use provision for depreciation and sale of what? Asset. If you sell the asset also you get money. Because of that, what's the advantage you get when you get money through internal sources? You can get easily. Get quickly, you can sell and get the money. Okay, no need to repay because it's your own money and less cost. You don't need to pay any interest or dividend. Okay, external way of getting money is what? You can get through a bank loan, or else you can get through lease. Okay, you can get through overdraft, or else you can get through higher purchase. Even shares also can be taken, but careful. Here you can't write shares. Why? Because this is not a company. This is a sole proprietor. Sole proprietors, you can't use shares. So you have to use like bank loan, lease, overdraft, and all those stuff. Okay, fine. So what are the advantages? When you get money through external, you can generate a large amount of money. And also you can obtain tax relief. So what is tax relief means? Because for these stuff you have to pay interest and only. So government won't charge for interest and all. Okay, because they have given a relief for you. So you'll study in higher studies about that because we say qualifying payment stops and all. So first thing say you can generate a large amount of money and you can gain the what? Tax relief. Okay. Next one, third one, aim. State for limitations of Shalika's business. So you may think Shalika's business, what are the weakness? What's the business type? She is doing a sole proprietor. So they're asking you the weakness of sole proprietor. Limitation means weakness. So what are the weakness? Unlimited liability, no legal personality, no perpetual succession. I think you will write these three, but don't write these three first. Make sure you give these three the last priority because make sure your answers are unique. So make sure the answers are unique for sole proprietor. So for sole proprietor, what are disadvantages? Okay, you should bear the losses alone. Sometimes independent decision making can be unsuccessful. Okay, another one you can take is you can't raise more capital because you're the only person who is giving the money. Then you can write no legal personality, unlimited liability, those stuffs. Okay. Okay, next one, B. If Shalika expects to establish a sales outlet to sell her products, name the type of business organization it belongs to and explain it briefly. Okay, what's happening here is Shalika is gonna planning. Okay, she's planning to get combined with a sales outlet. Okay, sales outlets. Yeah, sales outlet. So Shalika is a manufacturer, right? So she is planning to get combined with a sales outlet. Outlet means simply a retailer. So you can see Shalika is also connected with clothes. The sales outlet which is selling is also connected with clothes. So both are connected to clothes, right? So we can say both are connected to what? Same supply chain. Both are connected to a same supply chain. That means same products, clothes. So if there is any combination among business among the same supply chain or is the same product, we say that as vertical integration. Vertical integration means the combination among the same supply chain, among the business which are producing what? Clothes. Okay. Now next one is, now careful, in vertical integration you have two things, backward and forward. Okay. Backward means if this manufacturing company is getting combined with a business which is before that. Okay, before manufacturing, what's the stage you have? Maybe clothes sector, you can say raw materials. Maybe we take me fabrics from, we say animal wools and all. Okay, animal fur. So we can say animal fur. Animal fur, the business which is extracting this animal fur. So animal fur company is giving for what? Apparel manufacturing. So if apparel manufacturing goes and combine with animal fur, which is behind them, okay, which is behind them, for this we say backward integration. But here manufacturing company is getting combined with sales. Sales is something which is done after manufacturing. So that is someone who is forward, right? For this we say forward integration. So you have to mention both. It's a vertical because same supply chain. It is forward because sales is which is done after manufacturing, which is forward of manufacturing. And you have to, if possible, just draw and show also. For stating that you get 1 mark. For explaining, you get 1 mark. So how you can explain? You can say apparel, even the manufacturer and the sales outlet are in the same industry. They are selling the same product. So they will fall under the same supply chain. Hence, it is vertical integration. Since sales company is it's an entity which is next to manufacturing, which is forward to manufacturing, that is called as forward integration. Okay, next one. State for benefits Shalika can enjoy by converting her business into a partnership. Okay, what are the advantages of partnership? You can take collecting decisions, you can collect more capital, the losses, liabilities, responsibilities can be shared, you can utilize the skills and experience of different partners. So just state four. Fine. Okay. Fifth one, Balana, write for advantages that can be claimed by registering a business as a private limited. Okay, when you register your business as a private limited, what are the advantages? Okay, first thing is you can collect a large amount of capital compared to partnership. You have to compare partnership and say why? Because private limited issues shares, and also you have limited liability, legal personality, perpetual succession, and also when you start as a private limited, the name of the company is highlighted. So the reputation will increase, and the company is managed by a board of directors. So board of directors are skilled people, experienced people. So there is someone who is very much skilled to control your business. So those are the what advantages. Okay. And the last one is state for characteristics of public corporation. Public corporation means like Ceylon Electricity Board. Okay, then you can take universities. Those falls under public corporation. So what are the characteristics? It is owned by the state. Careful, not sometimes 100%, or else sometimes more than 50% is owned by the state. In public corporation, a government can have, okay, government can have more than 50% ownership or else full ownership. But the special thing is they are registered, they are started under a what? I mean, you can see special law, general act. That means Parliament Act. Okay, they are started under a what? A Parliament Act. But departments, they are started under a ministry. Here it's a act. Okay, so they have legal personality, limited liability, perpetual succession, and it is managed by a board of directors. That board of directors are appointed by the government. Okay, then the investment, the money which is needed for that is provided through what? Government loans, simply through government what? Budget, through government budget. Okay, and what's their main objective? Their main objective is to provide a service. Okay, social welfare we see. So these are the characteristics of a public corporation. Since they are asking for, make sure you write only four for this. Okay, done. Fine. So now we'll see question number 3. So question number 3, first part, state for non-financial incentives the government offers to promote SME in Sri Lanka. So if you have watched our 2022 paper, the same question was repeated. So non-financial means apart from money, how can government help small and medium enterprises? So just state it. No need to explain because the word itself states. Okay, so advocacy means they can provide you some advisors and infrastructure facilities, marketing help, HR, research and development. So those are the facilities, but make sure it's not connected with money. Okay, fine. Next question. Indicate four functions of venture capital. So are you going to explain? No, because they're asking you to indicate. So venture capital means these are the companies which helps for a new business. Okay, when you are starting a business or else when you want to expand your business, these companies will help you. Okay, so what are their functions is, first one, they can provide advocacy. That means advisors when you are starting a business. Sometimes they can give capital for your business. If you want to expand, they can provide you capital. If you want to purchase another business, they can provide you money. Another one is share underwriting. So you know what is share underwriting? Example, you're going to issue 10 million shares. In that, only 8 million was bought by the public. The remaining 2 million, no one bought. That company, venture capital will come and purchase those. Another one is loan syndication. So loan syndication means you are planning to ask 200 million of loan. So a single person cannot give 200 million, right? Even a bank. What will happen is this venture capital will gather a group of people, a group of institute, and they will, as a group, they will provide the 200 million. So that is only loan syndication can. Okay. Next question. Indicate four advantages businesses could gain through stabilizing the value of local currency by the central bank. Okay, if our rupee value, the rupee value of Sri Lanka is stable. Stable means no inflation. Inflation is there, but very small rate. The prices are not changing drastically. There's a small change only. Because of that, what are the advantages a business can gain? First thing is, if the price is stable, you can have a proper plan. You can plan your business for your future activities. Another one is what? If the prices are stable, that means your product price is also stable, right? So what will happen to the demand? Demand also won't drop. It will also will be the same. So what will happen? You can increase your sales, you can increase your profit. At the same time, your cost also will be the same. It won't increase. Okay, it can decrease, but it won't increase because the prices are so stable. Okay, and also you can attract investors because investors will only come and invest when the prices of your country, the rupee value is strong. So because of that, you can get some investors also for your business. So those are the four advantages. Okay, next one. Briefly describe two roles of primary dealers in the capital market. So you have to explain a bit. So primary dealers are the people who buy in. Simply when you take government securities, so you know in your syllabus there are two government securities. We studied treasury bills and treasury bonds. So when you take treasury bills and treasury bonds, as a public, you cannot directly purchase from the government, from the central bank. You had to purchase through primary dealers only because they are the people which helps in buying and selling securities, government securities. You can't directly go for central bank and purchase. So what are their functions? Is first one, They are the people who purchase, or they are the people who sell these securities to central bank. Okay, that's the first main function. Now see, take part in primary auction conducted by Ministry of Finance. That means central bank. Okay, they are the people who will firstly buy and sell the securities with the central bank. Then what they will do? Then only they will give the public also. Then only public can go and purchase from primary dealers. If you want to purchase treasury bill, you have to first of all purchase from primary dealer. Okay, primary dealer, like first of all, they also had to have some treasury bill name. For what they will do? They will go and purchase from central bank. Okay, so they purchase from central bank and they sell to the general public. So when they are purchasing from central bank, that's a function, right? Because central bank, they are giving the securities because they needed money. So who is helping in that selling? Primary dealers. And general public, you wanted to invest through what? Treasury bills and treasury bonds. Through whom you are investing? Primary dealers. So first one is, they are people who purchase these securities directly from the central bank, and they are the people who help general public also to what? Involve in this treasury bills and bonds market. Okay. Next one. State for advantages businessman can obtain through services. So if I put into one picture, we can say this is the central bank. Okay. This is the primary dealer. Okay. And this is the general public. So first of all, there will be a transaction happen. This we say a primary market. Okay. Next one, this primary dealer will go and sell or else buy from the general public. For this we say secondary market. For both the market, primary dealer is acting, right? So those are the two functions. Next one, state for advantages businessman can obtain through services of leasing company. Okay. Through leasing company, what are the advantages? Lease company, you know, right? For example, there is a car. Okay. The car's value is 10 million, but you have only 4 million in your hand. The remaining 6 million you can put in a lease. That means the remaining 6 million you have to pay in installments, maybe annually or monthly. You have to pay with interest. That is only lease. Okay, because of lease, what are the advantages? First one, you have to just state it. No need to explain. Can utilize the assets without paying the full cost. Full cost is 10 million, but how much you paid? Only 4. But do you have the car now? Yes. So you are using the car without paying the full amount. Next one, lease installment are exempted from income tax. So when they calculate the income tax expense, you can show, for example, your income is, we'll say, 100,000. Okay, and you have paid a lease installment of, we'll say, 20,000. So income tax will be calculated in this 100,000, which is your income. But because of lease installment, you can deduct this 20,000 from this 100,000, which is like 80,000. So government will calculate tax only from this 80,000, not from this 100,000, because 20,000 you can reduce as well from your income, and because of that your tax also will start to decrease. So lease installment is exempted from income tax. Okay, so because of lease installment, you can reduce your income tax. Next one, can avoid losses from depreciation. So when the car is depreciating, is it causing a harm for you? Nothing, because it's not your own asset, right? Because you know one day the lease will be ended, the car will be taken over. Another one is, can enjoy a good return without a huge investment. For example, when you take some companies purchase lorries on lease. Okay, why they're purchasing lorries? So that they can distribute their goods and they can generate our revenue. So by leasing, you can earn an income also. Why, guys? Because you are using an asset. Even though you're not the owner, you're using an asset and generating a what? Income. So that's what they're trying here. You can enjoy a good return. If you want to get a return, you have to invest in it. You're not investing anything. You took a car for lease. With that car, you're earning revenue. Okay, so that's an advantage. Fine. So 4 advantages. Next one. Right to advantages and right to disadvantages the customers can get from automated telemachine. Okay, in simple term, we can say ATM. Through ATM, what are the advantages? Simple. The main use of ATM is you can withdraw cash. Okay, ability to withdraw. Don't think deposit, because ATM we don't deposit much, right? We usually CDM only we deposit. So you can withdraw, you can transfer fund, you can check balances, you can make bill payment, you can change the card pin through ATM. Those are advantages. So what are disadvantages of ATM? Okay, first one is technical errors. So you can see in Sri Lanka also there are some ATM which always says sorry for the inconvenience caused. Okay, sorry, temporarily closed. Technical errors and security issues can be there. Sometimes people insert the card, okay, and they collect the money and come, but they forget to collect the card. Okay, but nowadays they have our own sound waga. Okay, so because of that, okay, something is there which is of you and you have to take it. Apart from that, we can see unable to make large transactions. Yes. For example, when you take a deposit machine also, for example, you can't withdraw 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs and all. Maximum you can withdraw only 2 lakhs per transaction. Okay, and you have to bear some additional expenses. When you withdraw, always 5 rupees is deducted. If it is some another bank, 30 rupees is deducted. So additional expense. Fine. So those are the disadvantages, right? Too. Next one, fourth one. If you make a payment to Chatura Bandara by a check worth rupees 50,000, show the way of crossing the check to ensure maximum security. Crossing means drawing through parallel lines, and with maximum security means what's the maximum security you can give? Account pay only. That means this money must be deposited only in Chatura Bandara's account. Okay, whoever steals it, even though they have the stolen check, the money will be deposited only in Chatura Bandara. Even a thief goes to the bank and gives the check, the money will be deposited only in Chatura Bandara. Cross check, you can't collect the cash. It can be only deposited. So account pay is the most secured way to issue a cross check. Next one, indicate two instances where a check is dishonored. Okay, so situations where a check is dishonored mean where a check is getting rejected. First, main reason is what? Insufficient balance. When there is no enough money in the account. For that, careful, they can ask in your exam, if you give a check and if they reject because of no money in the account, they can say one word. For that, they say, refer to drawer. So refer to drawer means, that means the drawer, the person who gave the check, in his account, there is no money. Apart from that, what are the other reasons? For example, the drawer has said stop payment, not to make payment for check. Drawer went bankrupted, drawer is dead, or has any issues with your check, writing error, signature is not clear, those stuffs. Okay. Next one. B. State a reason for issuing a post-dated check. So what is post-dated check? Post-dated check means check which is issued for a future date. For example, we'll take today is December 28th, right? But I am giving a check of date 5th of February 2025. So I'm giving a check for next year. Okay, after 2 months only you can go in. But today is December, but I'm giving a check for February, which is 2 months later. Okay, which is 2 months ahead. So that is called as post-dated, giving a check with a future payment. So what are the advantages of that? Okay, why I'm giving a future date? I can give the check now with the present day name because I don't have money in my account. After 2 months only, I will have money in my account. So that's the reason I'm issuing a what? Post-dated check. Okay. Another thing is I want to delay the payment. Okay. First one is when I don't have the balance, sufficient balance, I can use post-dated check. Or else when drawer needs to delay the payment. Okay. I have money now, but I need for a purpose. I need it for a purpose so that I can delay the payment. Delay the payment through what? By issuing a post-dated check. So money will be taken only after 2 months. Okay. So I can delay the payment so that I can use the cash. Or else you can say another one also, as a source of finance. So you would have studied this under finance management. Okay, as a source of finance. Fine. Okay. Next one. State whether such a check can be deposited in a bank account in a bank by an ordinary account holder before the given date. No, if you give a post-dated check, you can't go and deposit before the date. February 5th. Now, only after February 5th, you can go and deposit or you can encash. If you give before that, bank will reject it. So you have to say no for that half a mark, and you have to say what? Not accepted. So you're asking two things. State whether the check yes or no, no, and give reasons. So you have to say the check will be paid or check will be deposited only after the post dated. Okay, only after the date which is mentioned on the check. Yeah, which is stated on the check. Okay, next one. Briefly describe two advantages and two disadvantages of increasing in import duty for domestic businesses. So what is import duty? Customs. Okay, when you import from a foreign country, they can charge you tax. Because of increasing that tax, what are the advantages and disadvantages? A domestic business means a local business can get. So two disadvantages are what? If the import taxes are high, that means import foreign businesses won't enter our country. So what will happen? Domestic industry, the Sri Lankan manufacturers, they will be protected. The product for Sri Lankan product, Sri Lankan made product will start to increase. So the demand starts to increase. So what will happen to their name, reputation, sales? Sales also starts to increase because imports are banned because the imports taxes are so high. So imported product won't arrive in Sri Lanka. Because of that, you have to follow the local products only. But what are the disadvantage for the same domestic business? But the specialty in Sri Lanka is even though Sri Lankans are, there are some products which are manufactured in Sri Lanka, the raw materials are taken from foreign countries. Okay, even though slippers, when you take slippers are manufactured, sometimes they manufacture in Sri Lanka, but the raw materials like rubber, all those stuff are imported from foreign country. So if they're increasing the import tax, they're increasing the tax on raw materials also, right? So as a domestic business who are using raw material from foreign country, what will happen to your raw material cost? Your raw material cost also will increase. Okay, so you can see increase in the cost of raw material. If the raw material cost is increasing, what will happen to your final product? You will increase the final product price also because you want more profit. So when you increase the price of the good, what will happen to your demand? Demand of your product starts to decrease. When demand drops, what will happen? Sales drops. When sales drops, what will happen? Profits will drop. So when import duties increase, it will be advantageous, plus it will create some disadvantages also for domestic, for local businesses. Okay. And next question, fourth one. Right to benefits employees obtained through a minimum wage stipulated by the government. Minimum wage means there is a wage where every company should not go beyond below that. Okay, if they hire an employee, there is a minimum amount they have to pay. They cannot pay beyond below that. Okay, so in Sri Lanka, if I'm not wrong, it's 15 or 17,000. I cannot remember the amount. So they cannot pay below this. If they are paying below this is something violation against the government. So government says that for an employee, minimum they have to pay, we'll see, 15,000. You cannot pay below 15,000. Minimum 15 or more only. Okay. So they're asking what are the advantages an employee will get through this. So what will happen, guys? Your owner, your boss cannot exploit you. They cannot abuse you. They can't pay you below 50. So first one you can write is prevent room for what? Labor exploitation. They can take so much of work and they will give you 10,000. But now they can't do because minimum they have to pay 15,000. Another one is what? Okay. 15,000, it is said by the government means all must follow, right? All must follow. So it will be fair. For example, your friend may say, Machan, they are giving me 12,000. Another friend may say, Machan, they are giving 20,000. So, but this workload is the same. Both are in what? The same sector. Okay, that person is also doing an IT activity. You are also doing an IT activity. But for you, 12,000, for that fellow, 20,000. So it's unfair. But when government says everyone must follow, right? So for you also 15, for them also they have to pay 15 only. So it should be a fair treatment. So similar salaries for similar occupational fields. Simply fairness is achieved. Another one is what? Assurance of a certain amount as a salary. Okay. So you won't doubt yourself. You won't think whether they will pay 15,000 or not. Definitely they will pay because it is said by the government. So you have an assurance. You are confident that your salary won't go below 15. So you are confident on that. So those are the benefits for an employee through minimum wage. Okay. So B, describe two advantages for an exporter through a letter of credit. So you know what is letter of credit mean? Letter of credit means, example, I am the exporter. You are the importer. Now you are asking some goods from me. So I want to send, but I am scared. If I send the goods to you, you are from a different country. If I send the goods to you, if you don't pay me the money, it's a risk. Even you will also think, if you pay me the money, if I don't send the goods, you're at a loss, like. So what will happen is there will be a party. You will call your bank, I will call my bank. So you will say to your bank as importer, okay? So importer will say for his bank, okay? You will say for your bank, think like a story. Bank, listen. You are saying, bank, listen. Definitely, I will pay this amount, okay? I promise. And you can see there is an amount in my account also. So ask him to send the goods. So I will be waiting. So my bank will get a what? A notification, like a guarantee from your bank saying that, okay, you can trust this person and send the goods. My bank will inform me saying that you can trust that fellow and send the goods. So since bank is giving a word, I will trust and send the goods to you. So what you will do, you will also pay me the amount because bank is involved. You made a promise to the bank, right? So you will also pay me the amount. So as an exporter, for me, what are the advantages through this transaction? First thing is, 100% I'm sure that I will get my money because bank is giving the guarantee. And inability to change the condition. I'm sending the goods. Suddenly you are saying, no, I don't want this good. I want different type. You can't because you have given the word to the bank. You must pay and this is the good. You must take it also. So you can't change the condition. So that's an advantage for me. Sometimes I can ask for an advance from you. Okay, before sending the goods, I can ask for an advance and exporter's trustworthiness. Okay, so those are the advantages for an export. Okay, you can get an assurance for payment, you can get an advance amount, and also you can't change the condition. Okay, so those are the advantages for what? For export. Okay, but make sure you write a sentence. So this sentence is enough. For this sentence, they can give you the full 1 mark. Likewise, make sure you extend the sentence because they are asking you to describe. Okay. Next question. Write two dissimilarities between debit card and credit card. That means differences between debit card and a credit card. So whenever you hear the word dissimilarities or differences, draw a table. So debit card means a bank account is needed. But for credit card, no need of a bank account. For debit card, transactions are performed using your account balance, your bank balance. For credit card, you don't need a bank balance at all. It's done on loan basis. From bank's money only you spend. Debit card, there is no special requirement. Once you open an account, they will give the debit card. But for credit card, there are some requirements. They can ask you questions, your financial statement, that, this and all. Debit card, no cost. Okay, when you use a debit card, then you don't need to pay only annually. You have to pay a debit card fee. But for credit card, you have to pay interest, late payments, a lot of expenses. Okay. Next one. Indicate two advantages and two disadvantages of digital currency. Digital currency means the money which is transacted through internet, like debit card, credit card, bank transfer, cryptocurrency, PayPal. Those are the examples for what digital currency. Okay. Currency which is done through electronic platform. So what are the advantages? Quickly we can do. You no need of physical money. Sometimes the transaction cost is less. You can save your time. Okay, those are the advantages. For example, think about a bank transfer and think about going for the bank and making a deposit. Bank transfers are speed. Okay, no need of carrying the physical money in your hand. Less transaction cost. We don't take less transaction cost, less transportation. You no need to travel, right? And easy way, easy and quickly can be done. You can save time. If I want a bank transfer, I can do now. I don't need to go for bank, and if I want to go for bank, I had to go before 3. After 3, it is closed. So you can say 24/7 operations. So those are also advantages. So make sure you write 2. And for disadvantages, what think about a bank transfer? What are the disadvantages? Some subject to frauds, sometimes hacking things can be there and all, and cyber attacks. Okay, and legal restrictions. Sometimes opening a transaction which is done through bank account, bank transfers will have too much of restriction. When you take cryptocurrency also, to open cryptocurrency in Sri Lanka, you can't do. Central bank has said not to do those. So legal restrictions are very high. Okay. Okay. Right. Two disadvantages also. Then fine. Third one, A. Briefly describe the procedure to be followed in selling a good using e-trade. That means if we want to implement a transaction through online, buying and selling through online, there are 4 steps. Okay, first thing is you have to meet the buyer and sellers via internet. First of all, buyer and seller through they had to meet. Think about an online platform like Darazo, Alibaba, AliExpress, something. You first of all go for the website. You are the buyer, AliExpress, they are the seller. Second thing, what you will do, you'll go and search for the products you want and you see the design, the reviews, and those stuff. Those are organizing the trade transaction. Third one is trading goods. Then you'll put to add to cart. You'll give your details, all those stuff. So that is trading goods. Final one is what you'll make the payment. Okay. So these are the 4 steps of what e-trade. Fine. So make sure you write in the order. Huh? Next one, B. State, that means no need to explain. 2 ways how new technology can be used for retailing, providing an example for each. Okay, how can new technology be used for retailing? So this is part of your trade chapter, right? So you can use a marking prices means nowadays there is new method of marking prices. Okay, one is barcode. Okay, so when you give the product to the counter, they won't see the price code and they'll just scan through the barcode and they'll see the price. QR code. Okay, another one is measuring method. So for measuring method, they are using nowadays digital scale. Okay, payment method. For payment nowadays, more than physical money, many people are using what? Debit card, credit card. We can take bank transfers also. Inspection method, CCTV camera system. So those are some new technology which is used in what? Retailing business. Okay, you can say other stuffs also. Okay, you can say non-stop operations. Non-stop operations. Non-stop operation means example you have 24/7. So nowadays there are some business we are operating 24/7, right? Another one you can take is automatic vending machines. So that's also a new technology. Automatic vending machines where you have to insert a coin and where you will get a make Coke bottle or chocolate. So you can write example soft drinks. Okay, fine. Next one. State 2 benefits of conducting staff meetings by a manager in communicating the information. So think why a manager should conduct a staff meeting, and in that he is providing some information. What are the advantages, guys? In a staff meeting, if you communicate, you can get quick feedback. than sending emails and all. In a staff meeting, everyone can respond. So you can get what? Quick responses. See here, obtain responses. And also you can say whether that person has understood or not through their facial expression and their body languages. And you can you can give the information everyone at once. No need to send them separately. Everyone common information can be given. And most importantly, detailed information can be given. Like email and all, you can't type much, but meeting, you can give detail. You can explain from top to bottom. So write two benefits. Next one, state four of main objectives of IMF. So IMF is an organization which is acting towards the welfare of its member country. How? Okay, they are the people who promote global cooperation and ensure financial stability. That means they always say of something called balance of payment, BOP. They will see your imports and exports, how to manage those. So they will be ensuring that. Another one is facilitate international trade. They help you to make a trade agreement stuffs and all. And they will create employment opportunities in the country. Okay, they will say how jobs should be created, what are the organizations that should be developed, what are the organizations that should be closed. Okay, last one is reducing poverty. Okay, to eliminate poverty means unable to satisfy even your basic need. Simply poor. Okay, they will help a country to eliminate this poverty, to eliminate people from what? Being poor. Okay, so four objectives. So make sure you stick to these four objectives because these are the things which is in your syllabus. Okay, fifth one. Explain four suggestions for promoting foreign trade in Sri Lanka with example. Okay, 4 marks. They're asking for four suggestions. So they're asking how you can promote foreign trade in Sri Lanka. You had to say some example. So the first way you can promote foreign trade is removal of tariffs. Tariffs means taxes. But careful, you have to explain, right? So don't just write removal of tariffs. So first one you can write, and you have to write an example also. So you can develop an answer like this: removal of taxes and tariffs, taxes and tariffs, which can be a motivational measure to engage in foreign trade. Okay, to engage in foreign trade. So we can write example, what's the tax they can remove? Removal of, we can say, removal of custom duties. Okay, then you can write another example. You can write relaxation of favorable agreement. So you can take this point also: promoting favorable trade agreements among different countries to have a stable market. That means to have a stable customer base. So you can write an example as bilateral agreement between two countries. Okay, so make sure you write four suggestions and make sure you write an example also, because they'll be giving allocating marks for examples also. Okay, fine. So that's all from part A. Part 1, section A. Fine. Now we'll move on to part B. So fifth question. Management means the process of achieving goals and objectives in a dynamic environment using people in a collective way. So that's the definition. Yeah, we all know. Management concepts included in the above definition. So even the definition is comprising of concepts. So management is made up of small concepts. The first thing is you can say take from the definition process. Management is a continuous process. Then you can say goals and objectives. In management, you have something called goals and objectives to achieve. Okay, it will be achieved in an environment called dynamic environment. So this is also a concept. And to achieve, we need limited resources. So that is also what a concept. And that resources is managed effectively and efficiently. Okay, so that's also a concept. And by whom? Diverse people. Okay, diverse people. So you can simply, diverse means different people. Okay, a group of people. So the definition itself has some concept. So that's the first question they're asking. Second one, they're asking, explain the difference between goals and objectives of a business. Okay, so goals are long-term expectation, whereas objectives are short-term expectation. Okay, so when you take goals, so you have to give an explanation first. So outcomes a business expects to achieve in the long term are known as goals, whereas objectives are short-term expectations. Or else we can say another difference: goals are established first, but objectives are established after you establish a goal. Then goals you have only few, but objectives you have many. So you can write those. And also objectives are specific and you can measure. Goals you can't measure and they're not specific. And objectives are time bounded. It has a time period, but goals, they don't have a time period. Simply, you can use the SMART characteristics and you can explain the difference between goals and objective. So you can say objectives has the SMART characteristics, goals don't have. Okay. Next question. Briefly explain why technical skills are important for frontline managers. So you know what is technical skills. Technical skills means that says how you have to do your day-to-day operation. So technical skills is most needed by frontline managers because they are the people who are lower to the organization, and they are the people who are so much exposed to a day-to-day business activity. For that, obviously, they need what technical skills. So you can see, make a description. Frontline managers are more involved in operational and customer related activities while implementing the decisions taken. Therefore, they require technical skills related to a specific field in performing. That's what. Since they are connected to operational and customer related activities, definitely they need what technical skills. Okay. Next one. State for benefits the management of a business could enjoy by delegating authority to low level managers. Okay. That means, you know what is delegation of authority mean? That means top level manager is passing the baton. Okay, you know what is baton in a relay? So they are passing the baton. So what's this baton? Decision making authority to low level manager. So now the decisions are going to be taken by low level manager. Okay, because of that, what are the advantages the company can get? First thing is, low level managers will be motivated. It will be acting as a motivational tool. Top level managers burden will start to decrease. Okay, you can develop an experienced set of low level managers. You can make quality decisions because you're getting the participation of other managers also. So those are the advantages. Okay, so make sure you make a note of this because every year this is tested. Next one. Third A. Describe two ways how effective planning becomes important for a business. They are asking you the advantages, importance of planning. So writing one big sentence is enough. So you can say to face future uncertainties and the dynamic environment. So it's like this. You may think how to extend. You can use a trick here. What you can do is, if possible, combine 2 points and make as one sentence. So I can see here first one what I'm going to do is to face future uncertainties and the dynamic environment in order to achieve the goals and objectives. Okay. Second one, you can write to minimize the wastage of resources by utilizing them efficiently and effectively. So try to combine 2 points and make one small big sentence. Okay. Next one. So simply they're asking why planning is important. Okay. And next one, name for source of power a manager is entrusted with. Okay. Manager will get different types of power. So one way is legitimate power. So what is legitimate power? Name right, no need to explain. Legitimate means through your position you get power. Expert means through your knowledge you get power. Power means ability to influence a person. Reward. That means if you can give a reward or if you can give some tool, motivation for a person, that also can be a power. Coercive. If you can punish a person, that also gives you power. Referent means sometimes the way you talk, the way you behave. Okay, sometimes you have a big achievement with you that can make people influence. So that is referent power. Okay. Next one. So one power is missing, which we can say charismatic power. Okay. Next one. Following information is provided about Tilakshi's business. So they have given you some stock consumption and compute the following. What is reorder level? Reorder level means at which level you have to place your order. When the unit stocks drop to this level, you have to place the order. Okay. So for reorder level, what's the formula? The formula is maximum consumption into maximum lead time. So how much is the maximum consumption? They have given that's 200 units. And how much is the maximum lead time? That is 12 days. So your answer would be 2400. Careful. You have to write units. So when the stock levels comes to 2400 units, you will place an order. Okay. Next one, minimum stock level. So for minimum stock level, what's the formula you have? ROL, that is reorder level. So make sure you find the reorder level properly because that's the most important one. Okay. If it is wrong, everything will go wrong. Reorder level minus average consumption into Average lead time. Okay. So what is reorder level? Reorder level you calculated, which is 2400 units minus how much is the average consumption. So you know the maximum 200, minimum is what, 120, maximum and minimum, which is 320. And how much when you divide it by 2, if you want to find the average, minimum plus maximum divide by 2. So if you add both, you get 320 divide by 2. Then how much you are getting? 160, right? So 160 is the what? Average consumption. Average consumption is 160 multiplied by, do the same for what? Reorder period also. 10 plus 12, which is equal to 22. When you divide it by 2, you will get how much? 11. Okay. So 11. And the final answer you will get is, if I'm wrong, 640 units. Okay. So that's, yeah, units. That's the answer. Maximum stock level, that's the formula. Reorder level minus, okay, minimum consumption. Okay, you have minimum consumption into minimum lead time. Okay, minimum lead time plus you have something called ROQ, reorder quantity. So you know how much is the reorder level? You calculated 2400 units minus what is the minimum consumption? 120 multiplied by how much is the minimum lead time? That is 10 days. Lead time is, guys, another name for lead time only, reorder period. That's what they have given. Reorder period means how many days it will take when you place an order to receive your stock. Minimum can get, it can take 10 days, or else maximum it will take 12 days. Okay. So 120, then what you do is plus what you're going to add. You're going to add the reorder quantity. So reorder quantity they have given as 1600. Sometimes they won't give reorder quantity. They can say EOQ. EOQ is also reorder quantity. Okay. So your final answer would be 2800 EO. 2800 units. Okay. 2800 units. You can practically check also. Okay. Most of the time, minimum and maximum, if you compare, your maximum should be the highest thing. So 2800, you can see that's the highest here. Okay. And minimum is 2400. Sorry, 2640. And in between only you have the reorder level. Yes, 2400, which is between 2800 and 640. So practically correct. Make sure you write the formula also. And average stock, careful. Some student would have calculated average stock level. Here they are not asking average stock level. Here they are asking average stock. Average stock means, here, this is the example which we wrote. This is the average stock, which is 160 unit. You have to write this only. Okay. Average stock, just copy paste this. I'll drag it here. This is the answer. Because they're asking average stock, not average stock level. If they ask you average stock level, what you have to do is you have to add the maximum stock level, which is 2800, plus you have to add it with minimum stock level, which is 640. Okay, which is how much? 3000, 3440, right? Then you will divide it by 2. Okay, if you divide it by 2, how much you will get? 1720. If I'm not wrong, 1720. Yeah. Okay. So that should be your answer. Fine. Okay. Fifth one. As a manager, explain the decision-making process involved in buying a computer out of the 5 types of computer available in the market with examples. Okay. Example means you have to first of all state the 5 steps of what? Decision making, and you have to write a scenario for it. Okay. The first step of decision making is what? Identify the problem. So in identify the problem, what's first of all you have to identify the problem, then you have to analyze the problem, then you have to identify the alternatives, and you have to select the best alternative, and then you have to implement it. Okay. First 5 steps of decision making. Okay, what you have to do is you have to write an example also, because they're asking examples also, right? So identify the problem. So what's the problem you have? Purchasing a computer, right? So example, purchasing a computer. Analyzing means you collect information. You analyze all the types of computer which is available. Then you will see what you will do. Okay, first of all, you'll find an information. Okay, what's the computer? What's the specification? How much is the storage? Everything you will collect information. Then when you go for the shop, you won't see one computer. You will see different types of computer, right? So you will go and compare each and everything. That is only called as identifying the alternatives. Then what you'll do, you'll go and select one best computer. So that is the selecting the best alternative. Then implementation, purchase the computer. So these are the 5 steps of decision making. Okay. So now we'll see Sixth question. So sixth question, most of the time, I always say it is tested from operation management plus marketing plus a part of finance. But here the structure is completely changed. Okay, just go through. First one, indicate four criteria to be considered in selecting a production method. So you know there are four production methods, right? Job production, batch production, flow production, and least tested is what? Process production. So before selecting what's your production method, you have to see some criteria. For example, if you are doing salon, you have to do job production. If you are manufacturing like pens, which is in large quantity, you have to do flow production. Okay, so based on some criteria, you have to select the production method. So first thing is demand. You have to see the demand for your product. Then the product range. Product range means is it the same product or a different product? So if it is differentiated product, if each and every product are different, you have to go for batch job production. If the all the product is same and uniform, you have to go with flow production. Then flexibility. Okay, so if you want flexibility in your production, if you want to change the machine, the change the designs and all, job. If you don't want to be flexible, you have to use the same machine now, flow production. And order or stocks. If it is order, that means if customer orders only, you will do. That is job. Stocks means you don't see the order, customer's order, you just produce it. So that is flow production. So these are the four factors which usually a business would consider when they are selecting a production method. Okay. Next one. B. State for reasons for the suitability of computer-aided manufacturing system in the process production. Okay, so you know CAM, right? That means computer technology is used for manufacturing process. Because of they're asking why. Simply they're asking you the advantage of SCAM. Okay, so they're asking you the state. So what you can do if you use computer, if you use technology for manufacturing, you can minimize the defects. Okay, you can minimize the wastages. You can produce high quality products. Okay, and you can maintain uniformity. Every product will be the same because machines producing, and you can make updates product easily. So right, four advantages. Okay, minimize wastage, minimize defects, reduces the cost, and most importantly, maintain uniformity. Okay, and you can produce it high quality. Four. And second question A, define labor productivity and describe, first of all, define what is labor productivity and describe two methods that an organization can adopt to improve it. How you can improve labor productivity. So what is labor productivity? Labor productivity means the difference between output and labor inputs. Okay, it's better if you write the word formula also. You can see they have given the formula also. It's much better. So in formula, labor productivity means you divide the output by input. That means how much of output can be produced by one labor, or else by one labor hour, how much of output you can produce. So output can be divided by number of employees or even labor hours. So how you can improve the labor productivity? That means if you want to produce more output using less inputs, what you have to do? Okay, you can use skilled laborers, you can provide training for them, you can motivate them. Okay, good relationship. Okay, so in that way you can improve the labor productivity. Training using skilled labor and experienced labor, providing financial, that means money and non-monetary incentives, and good relationships. Okay, next one. Describe two ethics a manufacturer should consider when manufacturing goods. So ethics means good practices. So if you are a manufacturer, if you are manufacturing some goods, what are the ethics, good practices you would follow? So simply we can say supplying quality goods, okay, providing environmental friendly goods, safe products, okay, providing products which is for the value for the money which the customers are paying. Okay, describe two ethics. So don't just limit with supply quality goods, just write a sentence because they're asking you to explain, describe me. So you can write supply quality goods. Okay, so you can write supplying. Okay, see how I'm gonna structure that a sentence. Supplying high quality goods. Okay, supplying high quality goods uh, by a producer. Supplying high quality goods by a producer is an ethic, that can be followed. Okay, so you may think, sir, you are not elaborating. Yeah, because they are asking you to describe and they're asking two ethics for 2 marks. That means one ethic is for 1 mark, right? So it's not a 4 mark question. So just take the key point, which is supplying high quality goods, and make a sentence out of that. Okay, next one. State for benefits a business could obtain through effective communication. So if you have proper communication, what are the advantages a business can gain? So what you can do, you can exchange ideas. Okay, you can have good employee-employer, I mean worker and boss relationship. Okay, if you have proper communication, you can use it for promotional tools, advertising and all. It's communication, right? You can provide product information. Okay, and also you can manage human and physical resource. That means you can manage your employees and the machines because of proper communication. So simply four advantages. Okay, and next one, right, for limitations of electronic communication. That's what I said. Electronic communication is communication chapter. Chapter number 9, but they have included question number 6 under management part. Okay, so limitation of electronic communication means e-communication, communication which is done through internet, like email, telephone calls, all those stuff. Okay, electronic terms. Fine. So they ask a limitation means weaknesses. Okay. So weaknesses are what? Less interpersonal relationship, obviously. Not face to face, right? So you don't have face to face interaction. Lack of trust. You're speaking or you're chatting with an unknown person. You don't know whether that's the true person, right? And external barriers, obviously. Face to face now, there is no barriers. But electronic means there can be communication errors, network errors, language barriers, okay, attitude of the users, and lack of knowledge. Some people don't know to send an email. Some people don't know to use this advanced technology for communication. Another one is lack of infrastructure. Maybe the place which you are living here in, there is no proper communication tower. So lack of infrastructure for communication. So those are the limitations, weaknesses. Okay, right? For no need to explain. Next one. Why a manager is considered as an entrepreneur in Winsberg managerial role of decision making. So, under managerial role of decision making, there are four rules. Okay. So, nerd, negotiator, entrepreneur, resource allocator, and we have disturbance handler. So entrepreneur means the person who is making new stuffs for the organization, innovation. Okay, so see here, entrepreneurs make or initiate changes in the organization to match with the changes of the dynamic environment. So simply you have to explain, write the definition of entrepreneur. Okay, for 1 mark. Fine. Next one. State three benefits an organization and employees can obtain through motivation. So three for organization, three for employees. Okay, so through motivation, what does an organization expects? Okay, first thing is employees absenteeism. Employees turnover will decrease. Absenteeism means employee not reporting to work. If they are motivated, they will come to work. If they are motivated, they won't leave the organization. So absenteeism and turnover can be reduced. Turnover means employees leaving organization. Absenteeism means employee not reporting to the work, not performing the work. And also what will happen? Employees will be motivated so that the productivity will increase. They will produce more output. Wastages can be minimized. Okay, the business name, the reputation will start to increase. Okay, for an employee, what are the advantages? First thing is, if they are motivated, their satisfaction would be high. Okay, they will also be happy. And next one is a company can motivate through money. So if when they are giving money, what will happen to employees? Income level, income will start to increase. Okay, so employee will start to have loyalty towards your organization. Okay, they will give the 100% commitment. So those are advantages of employees. Okay, that's the benefit employees will get. Okay, so three for organization, three for employees. So you can see how they have structured the answer. They have written in a table, right? So you all also can follow this format. Okay, draw in a table and write your answers. Fine. Okay. Next one. Explain how a green entrepreneur is important for an economy. It's two examples. So green entrepreneur means the entrepreneur who makes innovations connected to environment. That means he always thinks about environmental things. Less harm to the environment, minimum damages to the environment. So they're asking how an entrepreneur is important for an economy with two examples. So first of all, say how green entrepreneurship helps an economy. So what you can say, they can reduce resource wastage by producing environmental friendly products. Okay, creating green jobs. Green jobs means businesses connected to environmental protection. Okay, like electric cars and all. Okay, introducing green production method. For example, some companies instead of using electricity, they use what? Solar power. Okay, so that's also green entrepreneurship, right? And second one is safeguard natural resources in producing green products. Okay, so make sure you write four. That means you have to explain how green entrepreneur is contributing for economy. But you have to write an example also because they're asking examples. So you can write. Okay, what one example is? Okay, producing electric cars. Okay, electric cars. So that's an example. So you can write with two examples. Then you can write CFL and LED bulbs. So those are also something which is good for the environment because they consume only less energy. Make sure you write 4 reasons. Okay, and you have to write 2 examples also. Okay, next question. Question number 7. A soap manufacturing firm produces and sells products for different consumer groups under diverse trade names. Okay, that means they're selling for different consumer groups, customer. Prior to introducing a new product, the firm conducts a market research. Okay, fine. What's the first question? Described by the firm produces products for different consumer group. Okay, that means they can sell for only for one type of customers need. Why they are selling for different customers? For example, when you take baby soap, the sherami, okay, baby soap sherami, we can see they sell baby sherami, especially for babies, and they also sell some other soaps which are for adults and all. So why they can target only the children market? Why they're targeting the adults market also? Because you can see they're asking that reason. Because when you target different customers, you can see customers of different income level, right? So you can target the rich people, you can target the poor people, and consumer preference are different. Why, guys? Baby soap, when you take that, babies prefer those soap, but adults, do they prefer those soap? No. So consumers preference taste are different from group to group. So you have to produce different products, right? And to diversify market, just think, if the in babies market, if a new soap comes in, okay, it's okay, fine, because you have the adults market, youths market, so you can target that market and earn profit. But if you focus only the children's market, if the market is gone for another business, you're no more in the market, right? So if you diversify, if you target different consumer group, even if one customer group fails, you can be safe with the other customer groups. Okay, next one, to minimize the risk towards self market, that means monopolies, they are saying. Okay, if you focus only one market, the risk is high. Okay, but if you focus on different markets, the risk is low. Fine. So those are the 4 reasons why you have to target different customer groups. Next one, indicate with reasons whether the firm adopts a customer concept or a selling concept. Here they are talking about sales, promotion, no stuffs and all. Here they are mainly talking about customer, right? So what's the concept? We can take customer concept. If they're talking about sales, promotion, all those stuff only. If they are focusing on selling, that is sales, selling concept. Here they're not focusing on selling. Here they're focusing on what? Customer groups. Okay, customers preference. So customer concepts. Okay, then you have to indicate the reason why. Because they are producing as per the needs of customer. Because they are producing for different customer groups, right? That means you are seeing the expectation, the needs and wants of the customers. So you have to explain that reason. For stating the concept, you get 1 mark. For stating the reason, you get another one. Okay, next one. What is the consumer product category that this product belongs to? So consumer product, you have 4: convenience, shopping, specialty, and unsold. So soap is a product which you purchase on your day-to-day basis, habitual action. So it falls under what good? Convenience. Okay. Next one, describe 3 advantages that can be obtained by a firm by conducting market research prior to introducing new products. So market research means it's like this: before selling or before introducing a new product to the market, you have to do a research. You have to see who are your customers, what do they want, okay, what are their needs and wants, who are the competitors in the market, how they are conducting the business, what's the price they are using. So simply you do a research, and then only you produce your products. Okay, so because of doing this research, what you can do? Okay, first one, see, you can see the customer's preference, what customers want, and you can determine the demand. Okay, what's the demand in the market, what type of soap the people are preferring to, and you can also get a knowledge or information about your competitors product. Okay, and also you can set a proper price. Okay, when you do research, so write 4 advantages. Okay, they're asking 3, just writing a sentence would do. Okay, no need to explain in depth, because advantages usually you can't write in 1 or 2 words, and usually you write sentences. So 3 advantages. Okay, fine. Next one, write 4 strategies that can be adapted to extend a product's life cycle when it reaches the maturity stage. Okay, so right, product life cycle, there are 5 stages. First one is development, then you have introduction, then you have growth, okay, then you have maturity, then you have decline, dig MD. Okay, so maturity means you are at your peak. So at your peak, what you had to do? Okay, what at peak, when you are at your maximum, at your best, what are the things you have to do? First thing is, make sure that your product is producing some new features, additional features. Then only customers will prefer more and more. So adding new features. And you have to do more and more promotion to be on the market. Okay. So changing the promotional methods. Okay. Next one is product diversification. Now don't focus only in one product. Try to focus in many products, because you are at your peak, right? Whatever you sell, consumers will start to purchase. So product diversification, start to sell different types of product. Another one is introducing different methods of use. Okay, new methods. So those are some stuff which we can use when you are at maturity. Okay, and also you can say, yeah, they have given promotional Tuesday, so you can take that toss. Fine. Okay. Next one, state for benefits that a firm can obtain by preparing a financial budget. So financial budget says future income and expenses, okay, or else future cash inflows and cash outflows. So because of preparing a budget, what you can do first thing is you can easily see in future are you getting a surplus or deficit. Surplus means inflows are more than the outflows. If that's a surplus, okay, what you're gonna do, are you gonna make an investment? Okay, where do you gonna invest? Now itself you are planning. If there's a deficit, that means the outflows are more than the inflows. Okay, so if there is a deficit, how we are gonna may sort out the deficit, from where you are going to get money, from where you are going to get loan. Okay. Then if you have a budget, it is easy to control because you know how much you want to spend. So you can have a proper control. Okay. Last one is help to obtain a loan. Yes. When you obtain business loans and all, okay, they will ask your financial budget. Okay. What's your budget? What's your planned income and expenses? So those are four benefits. Fine. Next one, right? For examples for capital investment decision. Capital investment, so you know, under finance management there are two decisions, investment and finance. So investment decision says how you are going to spend money. So investment, there are two types, short term and long term decision. Short term means simply current assets, long term means connected to a business. Okay, example for capital investment decisions, okay, a good example we can take is decision on business modernization. Okay, modernizing your business. So these are investment decisions, but long term. Okay, thinking about your business future. And decision on reinstallment, business improvement, business diversification. Here you always think about the business change, making the business modernize. Okay, okay. I mean, introducing new technology for your business. Business improvement means making some expansion in your business. Business diversification means what? You're focusing on different sectors of the business. So those will fall under capital investment. Simply you think about your future business. Okay, what are the things you're gonna make in your business in the future? Okay. Next one, fifth, state what is operating ratios and write to advantages of it. Okay, so what is operating ratios? So operating ratios will say this, it shows the relationship between investment in assets and earnings from them. So operating ratios are only this one, inventory turnover. Okay, then you have debtors turnover, debtor collection period. That will say how are you making your investment and what's the earnings you're gonna earn. Okay, simply how we are utilizing your assets, that is only operating ratios can. Okay, and see here what are the advantages of that. By using operating ratios, operation means how we are going to use your inventory, how we are going to use your stocks, how you are going to use your debtors. Okay, so that's the ratio. That ratio shows the relationship between your investment and the earnings. Okay, how we are utilizing those assets. Because of that, what are the advantages of looking into those ratios? See here, we can comprehend on benefits of investment. Okay, that means is it worthwhile to invest in this business because are they using their assets properly? And second one is, okay, ability to comprehend means, I mean, to analyze about debtors turnover. That means how many times your debtors gonna pay you. And ability to comprehend on stock turnover. Okay, how many times you can sell your assets. So make sure you write how many, two advantages. So you can write these two. Okay, you can measure the number of times you're gonna debtors gonna pay out, the number of times you're gonna sell your stocks. Okay, and last one, explain what is meant by interbank call money market. So interbank call money market means, money market means short term. Okay, short term instruments only traded. Interbank call money means here commercial banks, when they need loan, if a commercial bank needs a loan, they will go and borrow money from another commercial bank through a call. That is only interbank call money. It will happen overnight within one day. So see here, interbank call money market is an overnight market, short term, that mainly assists in commercial banks in meeting their liquidity requirements by facilitating lending and borrowing among banks. So commercial bank is borrowing loan from another commercial bank. Okay, and the last question. So last question, most of the time they test from HR, information system, and business plan. Most of the time, information system and business plan only. So see, indicate four advantages that an organization can realize by recruiting employees externally. You can hire employees within your business and from external sources also. If you are recruiting externally, what are the advantages? Okay, if you externally recruit means new people coming in, so you can get new experience, new knowledge, new ideas will flow into the organization. Sometimes external people would be more suitable candidate. Okay, and diverse workforce. Why? If you hire employee within your organization, you don't have the different structure, right? So if you hire an employee from external means they will have a different exposure. So you can diversify your workforce. Maybe that employee is from a different culture, different country. So diverse workforce. So four advantages. Okay. Next, explain two disadvantages that can occur through on the job training. On the job training mean here you are providing training while you are performing the work. Because of that, what are the disadvantages? Example, apprenticeship, internship. Okay, what are the disadvantages of that? If you provide training while you are performing the job. Okay, disadvantages sometimes, see here, bad practices of the current employee can be passed on the training. Sometimes the person who is providing the training would not be more what capable. So what will happen? The person who is getting training also won't get the proper training because the person who is providing is even not properly what experienced. Next one is what can be stressful for the training, right? Because you are providing training while you are performing the work, right? So it will be stressful to perform the work or else to do the training. Okay, and reduction in production. Yes, because you are if you are providing a training for an employee, you are training him, so you cannot make him to the maximum within overnight. It will take some days. So to take the day until you reach the maximum, you know that employees will make so many mistakes, so outputs can reduce. Okay, and also superior efficiency may suffer due to great workload. Even for the boss it can be stressful. Why? They have to focus on the employees training, and also they have to focus on their work also, because training should be given by a superior, right? Supervisor, right? So supervisor had to look his work and also the employees work, so for him also it will be a what, a big stress. Okay, next one. Describe two ways how performance evaluation is important for an organization. Performance evaluation means you monitor the performance of your employees. You see whether this employee is capable to run the organization, okay, to do the activities. Because of evaluating their performance, what are the important advantage you can gain? Okay, you can see their training needs, whether this employee needs training or not. Okay, next one is you can decide whether this employees may eligible for promotions or transfer. Okay, and to decide the salary scale. And last one, ability to change the recruitment process. Okay, in future how we should recruit employees, this employee is performing like this. Okay, in future what we can do? So simply you can describe two ways. That means simply advantages an organization can gain through this evaluating the performance. Okay, next one, explain two methods an organization can adapt in selecting the most suitable candidate, job candidate with examples. So what are the methods to select a candidate? You can use interviews, IQ tests. IQ test means where you test the intelligence. Personality means where you test their emotional behaviors and all. Make sure you write an explanation, because you can see they are explained two methods. Okay, you have to explain. So interviews, face-to-face meetings with the employee and the employer. IQ test means the test that is done to test the intelligence. Personality test means the test which is done most of the time. First of all, explain what is IQ test. So you can explain test that is done to measure employees' intelligence. So you may now you have to write an example. Why? Because they ask you to write example also, right? There is a suitable job candidate with example. So you can write where they use IQ test. Most of the time they do this for teachers. Okay, teachers most of the time like that. Okay, so personality test means the test that is done to test your personal behavior. Okay, your attitudes. Practical, this is done to test whether you have the skill to do the task. Example you can take as drivers. Okay, then medical test, right? A medical test, here you make a test on their health status, so you can write blood test, urine test as examples. Okay, then background test, they will test your what, the background, your financial, your family, academic and all. Make sure you write examples also. First of all, write the method, give a small explanation, then write an example also. Okay, next one. Indicate four functions of an effective communication information system. Same question was repeated in 2022 also. So they're asking you the importance of information system. Why you need this information system? So that you can communicate easily. Okay. then it will increase the quality of the products. You can face the competition successfully. Okay, managers can perform their duties properly, and also you can easily achieve your goals and objectives. Okay, so for functions means they're asking you the advantages. Fine. Sometimes the cost can be reduced because you can properly communicate. If there is no proper communication, damages can occur, wastages can be very high. Okay, next one. B. Right to advantages and right to disadvantages for a business when exchanging information through internet. They're asking advantages of internet. So what are the advantages of internet if you use for communication? First one is the cost is low. It is very speed. Okay, it saves time, and also you can see you can explore new markets. Okay, it has a wide coverage, and there are many features in internet. But what are disadvantages? First one, you can see for that you need technical knowledge, you need infrastructure, like you need network connection, a phone, and the investment is a bit high to purchase a phone or install a communication tower, or else to have a Wi-Fi connection you need to incur cost, right? So those are the disadvantages. So see here, you need a knowledge, need infrastructure, incurs a large investment, and also technology always changes. 5G, then before that we had 4G, one day there will be 6G also. So technology always changes. So it will be difficult for a business to cope up with that. They also had to adapt. So that's a disadvantage. Okay. Fourth one, state two reason which affect the reflect the importance of business plan. Okay, why we need a business plan? Then only we can what we can see the business direction where the business is heading towards, and also to compare our performance we need a target. So for that we need business plan. Another one is to attract shareholders, to attract investors we need business plan, and also to get financial assistance from banks and all we need business plan. Okay, so try two reasons. Next one, briefly explain three instances where preparation of business plan is secured. Okay, when you need to prepare a plan. Okay, when you are starting a new business, or else when you are expanding the existing business, when you are consolidating means when you are combining two businesses, and when you are modernizing an existing business, we are making some changes, and especially when you are obtaining a loan, you have to make a business plan. Okay, next one, the total cost of production is 25 million, where 15 million is fixed. Okay, the total income of the business is 20 million. Sales forecast reported that there will be high demand for this product in future. The production manager of the firm suggested to discontinue the product, whereas the sales manager suggested to continue with it. Mentioning your decision whether to continue or discontinue, explain three reasons for your answer. Okay, so the last question. So they are saying total cost is what? 25. Out of that, 15 million is fixed. Okay, the 20 million is your income. So 20 is your income, but the expenses is 25. You are earning a loss. So production manager is saying that to discontinue, but sales manager is saying what? To continue. So what will be your stance? Continue, guys, because production manager doesn't know about the demand. Only sales manager knows about the future demand, right? So sales manager is saying to continue because he knows that in the future there will be a huge demand for the product. Okay, so you have to say continue the business. For that you get 1 mark, and you have to explain three reasons why you are saying to continue, because sometimes the demand tends to increase in future. Okay, what will happen if they discontinue? Sometimes the other business in your business there can be some other products also you are manufacturing in. Sometimes you have to discontinue that production also. If you discontinue, you have to repay your investment, right? You have to repay your investors. So for that, where you will get the money. And also, last one is what? You have to give up other investment opportunities. Obviously, if you discontinue production means you cannot repay the money. So that you cannot attract investors. Simply you have to shut down your business. Okay, sometimes legal cases can arise. This solution is not easy. It's a big, very complex reason. I mean, complex process, right? So this solution is hard. It can incur high cost. Sometimes you have to pay for your debt creditors. Okay, so because of these reasons, you should not discontinue. You have to continue the what? Business. Okay, so that's all from this discussion. Fine.